All righty. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have a good one today, folks. I really think I'm onto something. I really think I'm onto something. Let's take a look at hypocrite Mayor Brandon Johnson about not calling police, and then he calls the police.
You attended an event in 2020. It was called We Don't Call Police. And that same year, you said it was a political goal to defund the police. Here
Believe in public education, but to make sure that we are investing in public education.
When supporters of Vallis tried to ask questions on his behalf and then take over the microphone at the press conference at Rainbow Push, Johnson supporters chanted them down. Police were called, but there were no arrests.
I just think that's so funny. This guy wants to defund the police, and then he calls them. Hey guys, I know I've been talking a lot about defunding you guys and cutting your spending 150 million when I get elected. But hey, by the way, I need some help over here at my political rally. There's some really disruptive people. This guy's a hypocrite, man. It's just ridiculous. Let's also talk a little bit about his deadly Memorial Day weekend in Chicago this past weekend. Also, before I play, 50 were shot, 11 were killed. That was the last numbers I heard. There's probably more. I mean, and in his defense, it is Chicago. Last year, there was 40 plus people shot. I mean, it's nothing crazy for it to be 50, but it's more nonetheless. It's the most disruptive, violent Memorial Day weekend in 8 years in Chicago. Okay, here's him talking about his safety plan because he did get elected, just recently. But here's him talking about his safety plan for Memorial Day weekend. Well, it didn't work.
And Simon Gordon. We've all come together today to announce that our city is well prepared for Memorial Day. This weekend, of course, is a time in which we honor those who've given their lives in defense of our country. And while we celebrate these heroes, many Chicagoans and visitors will be enjoying fun activities. Of course, for our residents and visitors and families will be here to enjoy this beautiful city. So first, I want to share that my administration's top priority is making sure that there is a comprehensive whole of government strategy across our city that is keeping everyone safe. We are working hard to implement a seamless and coordinated response.
Yeah, I mean that's his number one job. But when you keep defunding the police, it's hard. And this is coming from me. I've been on the other side of justice. All right. I've been on the other side of the handcuffs, so to speak. Well, when I say other side, I don't mean I've been a cop. I guess I've really just been on one side. I've had them put on me several times, numerous times. Okay, so this isn't, in my opinion, isn't coming from somebody who didn't have a good reason not to like them because I was doing things wrong. Of course I had a reason, but now that I happen to be on the other side of the law, following the law, trying to be an upstanding citizen, I look back and I can tell you that I have resided for days on the streets in lawless cities, liberal lawless cities, California. That's pretty much it. I acted like I'd been to many, but really the only place that I happened to be on the streets was California. And I had been stuck in Compton, I've been stuck in Inglewood for days on end. And there's certain neighborhoods in those cities where the police don't like to go, rightfully so. And it's not a good sight. It's not good. As much as I do believe there's police brutality, as much as I do believe that there's crooked cops, there's a lot going on. That's not good. I do think they are necessary to keep America is free as possible. And the direction we are heading is towards no freedom at all. I mean, we think we're free, but in my opinion, we're not very free anymore. So let me just go a little bit into Mayor Johnson's plan, basically about what he wants to do with cutting the police and all that.
Some pledging to offer incentives for new cops, such as signing bonuses and help with home purchases. Brendan Johnson talks about cutting supervisors from CPD to save at least $150 million a year.
Streamline where necessary, but we want to make sure that we are not being redundant and excessive and wasteful, because some of those supervisory positions, perhaps there are individuals that are prepared to serve the front line.
Okay, this just sounds like the worst idea. Okay, I'm a big believer in, not too many Indian, or not too many chiefs, not enough Indians. All right, I'm not saying we need everyone to be a supervisor out here, but have you ever been being harassed by the police and you say, "Sir, can I see your supervisor?" And they try to not call their supervisor. They try to shaft you with the law of justice without calling their supervisor. And I can tell you from experience that only when that supervisor comes are you let go, because the supervisors are the ones that'll get the hammer laid down on them, if anything, if there's any lawsuits, mainly. So cutting supervisors is not the right plan. I mean, every company, every entity has supervisors. Yeah, let's just get rid of the supervisors. Let's just make one supervisor per million cops so that there's nobody looking over what these cops are doing, and that's going to create rogue officers. I mean, are you fucking kidding? This sounds like the dumbest shit I have ever heard. All right? So, I didn't quite get in. Let me just play the little news clip of what happened, kind of what was going down in Chicago this weekend. A little bit of violence.
We also want to go out to the city of Chicago. It was a violent weekend there, no doubt. The latest numbers coming in right now, 50 shot over Memorial Day weekend, 11 dead in another violent shooting that really took place over the weekend there. According to reports, it was the deadliest Memorial Day weekend in Chicago in 8 years. This all coming as politicians.
Mr. Mayor, your safety plan was a failure. Sorry. Outside looking in, just going to say it didn't work very much, But I will say it's funny that he campaigned on defunding the police and now he's not planning on defunding the police, which I guess is a good thing, right? I mean, it's a good thing, probably. This is tough for me to say because I also do not like most police. A lot of them are crooks. They just happen to have gotten a badge before they caught any charges. So I don't know, man. I just am making fun of the guy. I just got to make fun of him when you campaign on defunding the police. Remember that clip? He went to a "We Don't Call the Police" rally and was talking about defunding the police, and then called the police to show up to his very own campaign rally. I mean, I don't know if that's what defines it as a rally, more like a campaign small group meeting. It's more like campaign Girl Scout meeting. I mean, this is, oh man. I just like to make fun of this guy. I was doing a little bit of investigating about what happened on Memorial Day in Chicago when I heard about it. And I came across some of this and I just had to. All right, I'm going to make fun of him in a little clip here talking about how he served the front lines. Remember, on Memorial Day, when you say the words served the front lines, people get a certain idea. I know I do. I get the idea that you're a military or police. I mean, I just do, or mainly military.
I know what it's like to wake up and serve the front line, right? As a public school teacher. And you don't.
I know what it's like to wake up and serve the front lines at Walmart as an associate. I don't know. Fuck, man. Jesus. It's just like, I don't know, man. I couldn't help but to laugh at that. And I'm not taking away from teachers, okay? It's just the way that he said it. I don't know, man. You guys tell me, please comment below. Is being a school teacher considered serving the front lines? Yes, you are face to face with the next coming generation. You're on the front lines of education. But I don't know. I just felt like I had to make fun of that. I serve the front lines as a school teacher. I don't know, man. I don't know. If a school teacher's on the front lines, then anyone who's out and about on a daily basis is on the front lines. I don't know. I don't know. That's enough about Brandon Johnson, all right? I've gotten a couple good laughs about him. Let's talk about what happened in California, another Democratic ran city. This is fucked up. Three Marines attacked and beaten by 40 kids in California. I forget exactly where it was, but it was in California. I mean, it's just, I mean, do these kids not even understand what Memorial Day is? This is the one day, the one weekend where you should definitely not beat up any off-duty Marines. I don't know. And the reason I'm playing this video is because, do you all know about the Marine in New York that's getting murder charges for choking out the homeless man on the subway that was verbally abusing and threatening all the passengers of the subway? And the guy was threatening the Marine, and the Marines felt like his life was in danger, so the Marine choked the man and accidentally killed him. So I am playing this to remind you, I understand why these Marines didn't fight back. I don't care what if they were to punch one of these kids and possibly kill them. I mean, it's crazy that they can just lay down and take a beating by 40 kids because they are scared to defend themselves. Here's the Marine.
Disturbing story now on this Memorial Day weekend. Some local Marines say they were attacked in San Clemente. This is video here posted on the Nextdoor app showing the violent encounter here last night. Now, the Marines say they were walking along the pier when they say they were surrounded and ambushed by a group of teenagers after telling them to stop lighting off fireworks. Now, the victims were knocked to the ground and kicked by the suspects. One of the Marines described what happened.
There's a video of like both of my buddies getting jumped, and then once that video ends, I turned around because I didn't know what was going on. I was just trying to go back to the car, and then I turned around, and once the video ends, I go back to help them out, and then we're all just in this circle getting stomped on, beat up.
Yeah, this is our country right now, folks. I just kicked the mic into my mouth. Yeah. Save that for later. Not in public. I'm talking to my microphone, telling him not to try to deep throat my mouth anymore. Anyways, yeah. Here's another angle. Oh, nope, I already played that angle. Anyway, yeah, nope, already played that. Anyways, folks, this is pretty much all I got today. I definitely wanted to take this time to thank all of our fallen officers. I do appreciate you serving our countries, not just the fallen officer, military officers, anyone who's currently serving. I do thank you. Um, this country is. I mean, I've never actually lived in any other countries, but I don't have anything really to compare it to. But what I see, this country is pretty great. I'm just a little nervous on the direction that this country's going. Um, I f- I feel like there hasn't been a solid education system for a long time. A lot of this, stuff that I won't get into it. Anyways, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. If being a school teacher is considered the front lines, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Have a good day. Thank you.